from being incredible cyclists and at the top of your game. But you all started at Herne Hill Velodrome. Now, before we go into that, I should say that these three have had an incredible year, which you probably know all too well. I'm going to consult my notes for all of the accolades because I'm going to forget them. Flora, though, has just completed her first full professional season with the Col Wahoo. She took part in Paris-Roubaix, in Flèche-Wallonne, Liège-Bastogne-Liège, before completing her A-level, no less, and had her first fourth place finish at the very top level, which is absolutely incredible. Fred Wright had, and I have to double check my notes in this, Fred, because even though I covered the entire race, I was like, what? Eight top 10s in the Vuelta, 4 top 10s in the Tour de France, 4 podium places between the two of them, and the Commonwealth silver medal. And I think it's probably fair to say is the rider in the entire professional peloton who most of us will be cheering on to Grand Tour stage when he's certainly the reason I lost my voice at least one of the Grand Tours, so thanks for that, Fred. And Ethan has had his first World Tour GC win, 3 stage wins as well, I think, throughout the season. You have also had 2 top 10s at the World Championship, ladies and gentlemen, and has successfully defended his World Omnium title on the track, as well as the team pursuit. I didn't consult my notes. Did I miss anything out? No? We got it all? I mean, I think for that alone you deserve a round of applause, right? What a way to open this year's Rouleur Live. But as I say, it all started here at Herne Hill Velodrome. It's remarkable. And as somebody who's never been a competitive cyclist, Herne Hill is one of these venues that has always held this sort of mystique for me. There's so much romance around it, there's so much history around it. And it's something that we're all aware is so special. But what is it, Flora, that's so special about it?
Yeah, I mean, so I get asked quite a lot in yeah. Yeah.
There's no skipping over it, it's everywhere.
So I get asked quite a lot in interviews, like, why, what's special?
Yeah.
Just sort of like the other medal factory kind of thing. And like, I sort of kind of resist that because it's not the Herne Hill that I know. You don't go to Herne Hill and they're not like turning out these big like medal winners or whatever. It's like the people that don't race and just ride because it's fun and like you ride with friends. It is cliched, it's the community, and like I think that's what really makes Herne Hill that like in London it's hard to find community, and you have this little pocket of Southeast London where people go and they just ride their bikes, and it's a bit mad, but it's great.
A bit mad, we love that.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that's what I love about it though. Like I say, it's a view that I have from the outside, but you talk about the medal factory, of course referencing, British cycling and Manchester Velodrome, but the feeling that you get from Herne Hill, Fred, and it's one that you seem to carry really successfully over to your professional career, is that joy, the love of cycling, the passion for cycling. I don't know when this was taken, and I want to before you answer that. When was that?
I reckon that was the team champs in 2014. What was team or something like that?
Remembers, yeah, very good.
Proud moment for the VCL. being Windy Miller, although and the Welsh boys as well.
Brilliant. But it does seem to be that fun element of it, which I think is very difficult to get in competitive sport these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, the way I sort of approach the racing I do and sort of my attitude towards, any race I do is to try and, it is really hard, but you've got to kind of stick that enjoyment into it. And I got to thank Herne Hill for sort of creating that sort of way of doing things. Because, as you can see, 4 of us there, all mates, just racing our bikes together and beating other guys. Also makes it. I think Reese is in the back there somewhere.
Is that Reese? Amazing.
He's hiding there.
Ethan, am I right in thinking that Fred's dad took your induction session at Herne Hill? Is that right?
If I'm completely honest, I don't know if
You don't remember?
I don't know if I remember exactly. He definitely did a lot of sessions when I started.
Is he claiming that it was?
It's a great story though, so I think
It is great, so let's go with it. Let's never let the twist get in the way of a good story. Because he did say though, whenever you turned up to the Velodrome, let's call it first session, second session, whatever, that there's a real light in your eyes, and he could tell that you loved it from the off. Is that your memory, or are you going to completely contradict him again?
I mean, I couldn't see what he was saying, I guess. There was definitely some like buzz, or I just really enjoyed it since I went.
Why? What is that community that Flora talked about and that Herne Hill was so famous for? Or was it cycling, or do you remember any one particular thing?
Yeah, maybe it was a community, because it's like you go down on Saturday morning and you go in between these two houses down that alleyway. There's just a massive velodrome.
Yeah.
I think at the time, like, you paid the £2 and you got a bike out of the shipping container and off you went and still told what to do.
And you did it.
We did it, yeah.
I'm presuming there might be quite a few London-based people in the audience here. Show of hands, who's been to Herne Hill? Who's ridden on the track? Wow, yeah, a lot of you. I tried once. I didn't get very far. I literally wasn't allowed onto the track. Because I turned up one Sunday morning with my bike, it tracked across London, but it had been raining the night before, and they said, no, you look a bit shit. And it's going to be too dangerous, so I didn't get my guns on it.
Was that the old surface?
That was the old surface.
Yeah, the old surface. Now we've got the new surface there. You can.
Now I'd be passionate, Fred, with that. Yeah.
There'd be no problem with that.
But that's something as well for me that's always held a charm with Herne Hill. Yeah, it's been resurfaced and the grandstand is like better, more polished, more modern, but it's still quite rudimentary compared to other world class facilities. It's not this covered velodrome with, a belly underneath where you've got your mechanics and you've got your massage rooms. It's a track. It's a track in the elements. But is that all you need then for us?
Yeah, I think in the design of the new pavilion, it was a bit like they wanted to keep it open. They wanted to keep that charm to it. I don't know if you saw, but it's kind of, I like the way that it's not all fancy and it's there. The way it's designed is you sit and you chat and you watch. And there's a cafe, dance cafe,
Jan's cafe.
Yeah.
What's Jan's specialty? Do you have good bacon butty or tea?
Tea on Carly on Wednesday night.
Oh wow, alright though. It's not still that old school feature, really, isn't it?
I think outdoor tracks do. I think it's always been like that. And as I say, it's not a track for people to come and see the best necessarily. It's there for the use of the people, and that is its charm, I think.
Yeah, but as you say, that it's not there for people to be their best. But look at the pedigree of riders who've come through. We've got Joanna Rice, we've got Orla Chennaoui. We've had the top 3 in the main race of the World Championships from Team GB. We're all alumni, from Herne Hill. So it's got something special, Fred. And I guess with anything like this, there is no one secret to the success, is there?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's difficult to pinpoint what it could be, but I think it's the idea of success. Like when I was racing track league or doing the training sessions, there was like a core group of people, mates that were all sort of training and racing together, and you kind of need that. I think I definitely wouldn't be as good as I am now if I didn't have people to race against all the time and train with all the time. I think me and Ethan race each other in track league. I think if I was just a track league winning and not have anyone to race against, it would have been things might be different. So.
And that's got that visibility as well. So the kids coming through now can see you 3 doing your very best at a world stage, and they know that that's a realistic dream for them, which is really important.
Yeah, I think it's realistic. If you can see it, you can do it. I think the main thing is kind of just, it wasn't like training sessions. We would go down to Sunbury on Friday nights and stuff, and that was kind of, we were doing it as our choice to do, I guess. There's other stuff we could have been doing, and it was better than playing on FIFA, so we kept going down, and it was kind of stuff with us.
It's like a youth club that's led to a professional career.
The youth club is a really good description, actually. I guess that's what the crowd around and track leagues and stuff felt like, and especially the holiday clubs. We spend all day in the summer holidays and half terms. So, youth club's quite good, actually.
Love it. So do you guys all go back to much then? When's the last time you were there for us?
Maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh wow. What did you do? What were you there for? Training or just to hang out?
So it's the last track league of the year, and went down to watch, helped out, on the line, judging, things like that, but really just to chat to people. I moved up to Manchester recently, so it's go back to people before I leave.
And Fred, Ethan, I understand that the place is swamped these days with Valerie and Victorious and Team Ineos jerseys. Is that right?
Yeah, it's almost, I was actually there yesterday.
Oh.
I think I planned for this.
Do you win?
Yeah, I was actually,
How was that today?
Oh, that'll teach me. That'll teach me.
But no,
Really?
I saw a kid there yesterday with an old rain jacket of mine, so that's what it's all about.
That's so cute. You do a tally to see which jersey's winning. Whether you've got more Bahrain or more Ineos.
Yeah.
You can start a competition. What were you doing there today then, Ethan?
I was doing some filming with Matt Stevens, which is going to be on YouTube. So.
Oh, handy little plug. Well done. So I want to talk about your seasons then, because they have been momentous. Flora, your first full season as a pro.
Yeah.
How was that compared to your expectations?
I'd say pretty bang on. I think I knew it was going to be hard.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be stressful in school, and it was. It was, I think it was great because there's no pressure. You say first professional season, but it didn't really feel like that. I think it was more, last year I was still a schoolgirl, I was still a student, and that was, so every now and then I just go off and race my bike, and it was great because it wasn't the hardest thing in my life. It was the escape, just learn everything you can this year, and we'll go from there.
I was thinking it must be, in a strange way, quite a lovely way to do it, because the full pressure isn't on the riding. It's like for Georgie, whenever she joined Team JSM, and she was still doing her A-levels at the time, and I think maybe having that balance in your life is probably quite a positive thing when you're going into it for the first time fully.
Yeah, for sure. I think there were definitely benefits, not great things, but lots of benefits as well, yeah.
Aside from your racing, you were doing your A-levels. How did it go? I tried to Google it to make sure I wasn't going to ask a really awful question. It's a good way to ask. So how was it?
It was good. It was. I can go to uni if I want.
Whoa.
So that's what I needed.
Yeah, for that. That's incredible. What subjects did you do?
I did English literature, history, and sociology.
Oh, two of mine. Yeah, very good. What would you study if you were going to uni?
Sociology.
Oh, very good. Anyway, back to racing, because that's what we're here to talk about. What was your highlight of the year? What was your best bit?
I thought so. Early season, I think one of my first races was a race called Hardland. It wasn't the biggest race. I think it's the weekend. It was just before New Year's, and everything was new, and there were all these big riders, and it was my kind of course, kind of lumpy, hard, and I just was like, oh, this is great. I didn't feel rubbish, which is always a benefit. I think I did alright. I played my team role. I was really keen to do, and then flew up to 3K to go, and rolled in. So it was great. And at the end, people were asking my balls, and I was like, oh. And then back to school. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Before you went back to school, you went back to school, but then you came back out again and did one of my favourite races already in the women's calendar. And I don't always think that women's cycling should ape and copy men's cycling, but one race that I think has done it so beautifully is Paris-Roubaix. Yeah. All the good stuff you were thinking about that race. What was it like?
I was pretty scared.
You were.
I was a last minute call-up. So I did one recce, I think maybe a week before, and I decided because I hadn't done the recce and just gone in blind because I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do?
Was it worse because you kind of knew what to expect?
Yeah. And then, so how did it start? It started on the local circuit, no wobbles. And then there was a breakaway, and I missed it, and it was my job to be in it. So I was like, oh no. So I tried jumping across, which was maybe not the best idea. And then there was a big crash before the first sector. Mayo, our team leader, was caught in the crash, and I went back. And then sort of got up to the group, but then you're in the barrage. It was just chaos. And I spent most of the race on my own. But actually, it was really cool. And coming into that velodrome and being like, wow, this is just crazy. And you get all the pictures after, which is the best bit. And the showers and stuff. Like you really, you feel, it's one of those bike races where bike racing is so cool, but this is just a different level, and you actually feel that when you're there, and you feel the buzz and the excitement. And my parents came out with my brother and my auntie as well. So yeah, it was just a really good experience. I mean, I'm not in a rush to do it, but at some point, I'd like to do it and get it right. But that's quite hard.
Oh, awesome! Now, I must say, Pirate Bay must be one of the only events in professional sport where it's weird not to want to take a selfie in the showers.
Yeah,
you know?
It was a bit like,
Fred, you're here then. Where do we even start? In fact, I think we are going to start somewhere very specific. All right, let's watch this first.
Nowhere near.
The bloody mad Pedersen, eh? Oh, what were those second place finishes like over them?
I just gotta watch them again. No, I ended up talking to him quite a bit in the
Did you?
And like, you know,
You couldn't convince him to ease off a wee bit.
No, I asked him in that, like, I said, mate, how that sprint you did, you know, like, what numbers, you know, like, and mate, what went on there? And yeah, you know, looking back at that second place in the tour, like there was nothing I could have done in that situation. And you know, obviously afterwards I was gutted, but when you kind of realise the level that you know he was on, and I think just looking to, I know he probably should have attacked them on the climb before we coming into like 4K to go by. I didn't have the legs to do it, so you know, but yeah, there was another stage of the Vuelta where I was a bit more disappointed, I think. But that second to I was actually, you know, quite happy that I got so close.
Yeah.
That was, you know,
at least it's quite nice.
Yeah.
The other stage you're talking about, is that the one I read you said that, like, in some way Herne Hill and the lovely development of Herne Hill was probably to blame for not being able to go for the win in a way. I mean, I'm twisting it obviously, but because you were having so much fun, you were enjoying it so much.
Yeah, I guess I got maybe caught up in the, you know, what it means for Herne Hill, and then you maybe more like to make a mistake when the emotion starts sort of coming into it. But
that comes into your head as you're riding.
I don't think so. Because you know, when you're in a situation, you're not thinking about these things. But then you look back and you think, oh, maybe I would have. You still want to have a clear head in these moments. So I'm still really happy with that season. When I think it's been, you know, a bit of a breakthrough year. And I just hope that, you know, hope that the win could come at some point. But I don't want to put too much pressure on. Not that,
Of course, the pressure comes from yourself. This is one thing I was always really conscious of as well, because you will probably know how many fans you won over and how much popular support there was for you. And that was something that we vocalised an awful lot on a breakaway. And I was conscious of, at some stage of being like, okay, let's ease this off a little bit. Let's not be constantly calling for Fred Wright's stage win, because what you were doing was remarkable, regardless of the win or not.
No, but I think it was a good lesson in a way. You know, it's good to almost focus on what you're doing, ignore what
shut up.
And I think it was good to look back at those days and see, regardless of what anyone else is saying, what I could have done better. And I did enough learning that I'm sure I won't be at the end of my career thinking, I wish I'd won that stage of the world or whatever. I hope anyway. But we shall see.
I think we're all quite confident you will be.
Yeah.
Can I ask very quickly, though, since you're here, and since it would be remiss of me not to, do we know where I'm going with this? Primoz Roglic. Vuelta España.
It's fine, you're the first person that's asked me about this.
How did you get any contacts? Have you been in touch with them?
No, I DM'd him after the incident saying, I really hope you're okay. And I didn't get a response, and I still haven't had a response. But maybe I shouldn't have slid into the DMs. I should have gone for something, maybe a more, like a phone call or something. I don't know. But I'll probably see him at Paris next year and talk to him and not that I'm going to try and sort him out. I think it's, it was not such a nice evening after they released that statement, but since then, there's been some funny memes, and I think again, lots of things getting sent to me and stuff, which actually I think I've quite enjoyed being part of that. And so on the Muddy Hill Cyclocross on Saturday, my dad might be dressing up as Primoz. I'm really interested to see what that looks like.
I'm really conscious that we're running out of time, and I haven't had a chance to ask Ethan about his highlight this year, because it's been absolutely incredible. And you talked about going for the world all-out record, which I'm so excited about. Have you not? In the future, sometime in the future, maybe. Again, let's not just get away with a good story.
That's what I'm saying.
What was your highlight of this year, would you say, Ethan? There's a lot to pick from.
Yeah, there is actually. I'd probably go for the team suit in the world.
Nice.
It's nice.
That's been going to the Filippo.
Yeah, held him off. But yeah, I think the team suit was nice because Tokyo didn't go so perfectly last year, and then kind of win with your friends. Obviously on the road is great as well. This was quite a nice way to end the season.
Well, I'm absolutely devastated that we've run out of time, because I feel like we're only just getting started, but it's been an absolute joy to have you all on stage. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for Flora Perkins, Fred Wright, and